Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Notice I didn't say Tommy's Tesla Tech and Travel because we're starting to come up with our new name. In fact, we're going to ask your opinion on that later. And if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe because we finally hit 500 subscribers. Charlie, what do you think?
Yeah.
There it is. That was a delayed reaction. And we're driving in Dana's new car, a Mustang Mach-E. And I have to say, so far we really enjoy it and like it. It is definitely a learning curve compared to the Teslas. But after some changes and some modifications to the settings, like the one-pedal driving, it's weird. You drove a gas car for so long that you're used to the brake, then you drive a Tesla for like a year, and you're like, I don't like this. Can I go back to one-pedal driving? Which is true. How do you like your car so far?
I like it.
Yeah? What's been your favorite feature so far?
It's a Mustang.
Oh, that depends on who you ask. We're going to talk about that too. So we finally hit our 500 subscribers, and there was lots of bitter hatred coming out toward us because of some of the reasons that we decided to start to migrate away from Teslas. And I'd like to take a moment to clarify this. They think it's just overly political. In fact, one guy, and I'll put it right here, had the following to say. And, well, it was a lot of, I guess, he made his own opinions based on what we were doing. The reality is, yes, I'm not a huge fan of some of the directions that Elon Musk is going in. I don't mean that in a political statement fashion. I mean that in, I don't like the direction of Tesla. I think that they are not as innovative as they were even 3 years ago, that they're more focusing on other areas than actually improving their overall product for their customer base. And even you said you were reading some things online, and Dana's not really into the whole, let's see what everyone's saying about this product due to the stocks and everything else. She's happened to see completely organically people saying that they feel Tesla's been less innovative as well. So I think I'm not alone in this.
Just that as CEO of the company, his attention's too divided right now. There's a lot of parts and pieces and different things moving, and Tesla's not as innovative as it once was. I mean,
which I agree with.
There hasn't been any major changes to the Tesla since it came out.
How long did it take for them to release a Cybertruck? People are still waiting for their Roadsters that they pre-ordered however many years ago now. So I just think that they unfortunately have they're lacking right now. And the reason that we went with Teslas to begin with is I thought they were extremely innovative. I thought they were the future of automotive, which proven to be somewhat correct. And nobody else was really doing what they were doing on the same scale. But that's very much changed. We now have the Mustang Mach-E, which so far has been fantastic. My only gripe has been the regular charging when you plug into the wall. It's a lot slower than regular charging than a Tesla. So we've been utilizing our NEMA 1450 outlet, the 240 volt. We just have to swap them out whenever we're doing it, which is why I hooked up the Tesla charger the way I did. Watch that video. And that it's been charging just as good, but the estimations for charging times have been terrible. And my one charging venture out into the world at an Electrify America was way more expensive than I paid for a Tesla one, so I wasn't a fan of that. But the car overall has been fantastic, and I myself even pre-ordered the Rivian R2 for 2026. And the fact of the matter is, we still like the Teslas as a vehicle. It's just Dana's car was approaching 70,000 miles. We didn't know how to charge it properly the first couple years we had it. In other words, we didn't have the correct charging means the first couple years we had it. And that definitely degraded the battery. So we decided it was time to look for a new car for her. And truth be told, I'm still on the fence whether or not I'm actually getting rid of my Model Y or not. Because it's a great car. It's been doing everything I wanted to. We've been charging and doing everything correctly since we purchased it. But I really like the Rivian. And I have Dana on record. Have I not wanted the Rivian since it came out?
You've wanted it since it...
So this is not a fly-by-the-seat thing. My only ask, if you're going to comment on our channel, which by all means, we'd like to have the conversation. This is a community thing. Oh man, be nice and have all the information. Oh well, that's it. Let's move on. Let's have a day out and about. We're heading to Dana's doctor, going to the mall. Yeah, like we're kids, we're going to the mall. No, we have to get your screen protector replaced. And then Henry's getting an award today. So it's going to be a fun-filled day, and we still got to figure out where the rest of it's going. I just want to touch base on, the haters, as they say. I think people say that. Do people still say that? Charlie, do people still say that? Okay. And actually, while we're driving, let me ask you a question on this. How do you feel about the Mustang Mach-E being considered a Mustang? I believe it is a Mustang, but a lot of people are unhappy with that opinion, despite the fact the name of the car is the Ford Mustang Mach-E. And the way I look at it is, I get what they're saying. They're saying that they believe that the traditional Mustang, i.e. the 60s through like 69, And even like the modern day Mustangs, the, your Shelbys, your GTs and whatnot, are what a Mustang ought be. However, I point out the fact that a lot of people don't like the old Fox body styles, which I love, because that was my first car, so I'm very nostalgic for it. And I also believe like the Mustang like Mach 1 from the early 70s was just a big old muscle car instead of a traditional muscle car. Ooh, look at that car.
What car?
So I think it is a Mustang. It's just a new iteration. It's something different. And the fact that we as a family, there's 4 of us, we couldn't drive a regular Mustang, and someone's dream has always been to own one. So although this is a Mach-E Cybertruck sighting, it is still a Mustang. And that's just in my humble opinion. Which, according to some of the comments we've got, humble opinions aren't welcome anymore. I'm just kidding, guys. This is all just fun. We make these videos because we enjoy it. I like editing. I've always wanted to.
Cybertruck.
Yeah, see, he finally saw it. Oh, and a Rivian. It's about to go down, y'all. And just remember, guys, we make these videos because they're fun for us. There's actually a couple reasons that we do make the videos, which I'm actually going to do a whole separate video on that, because I think it's a question that's been asked a few times, and I think I'm ready to answer now. I swear, it'll be an interesting look into our lives and why we do this. I hope. And one thing I'm going to try and be better about this year, because this is a tech channel after all, is go back to using some of my other cameras as well. As I got so comfortable using that DJI Pocket 3, which to me is still the best vlogging camera there is. This is my G7X Mark III, and you just watch video from our GoPro Hero 10 Black. So Charlie, do you like the new car so far?
Yeah.
What's been your favorite part? Because you're my little car fanatic.
My favorite part, it has buttons to open the doors.
You have little buttons on the outside instead of a handle?
Yeah.
That is pretty fun, huh?
Yeah.
Is it comfortable back there?
Yeah.
Do you have enough room?
Yeah. And I'm big enough to sit in the middle.
You are big enough to sit in the middle. And so far some of the pushback we've got is people don't consider this to be a Mustang. Which, agreed, it's not your traditional Mustang. But the thing for us is, Dana's always wanted a Mustang. This is a Mustang. It's a Ford Mustang Mach-E. And it's actually big enough to fit Henry and Charlie and us comfortably. So that's the big point. Charlie, you're going crazy. And that's been a big selling point to us. We can fit the whole family in the car, and it's still a Mustang. It's got the pick up and go. It's got the design, and you know what? It's just been fun to drive so far. Charlie just asked me a question. What'd you ask me about the Model 3? Do I what?
Do you miss it?
And I do miss the Model 3 a little bit because it was my first electric car. It was the first car I ever bought that I really wanted. It was like my dream car at the time. Well, a Tesla was. And it took a lot of convincing for mommy to let me buy it. And we did. So I do miss it that much. But I like my Model Y. I really like Mama's Mach-E. And I can't wait for my Rivian. That's if I decide to get it. Because like I said, I'm still on the fence. I did my pre-order. Doesn't mean I'm committed to buying it. It's hard to do vlogs with 4-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
And now we're sitting waiting for Dan to get out of her doctor's appointment. And just like the Tesla, we have the ability to watch YouTube at least on here. Albeit I don't have any kind of internet connection to it, so I had to use my phone's hotspot. But it's working, just not in the highest of definitions. And I just realized I showed you a video of us watching ourselves on YouTube. Okay, that's a little weird, sorry. Do not hit me. And another thing I'm considering is I said I want to use more of my cameras this year, but I'm also considering letting go of some of those cameras. Because the G7X Mark III, although a great camera, and it's been one of my favorites as far as just the overall quality of the video, as you saw in one of my other videos, I got irritated that the battery and the overheating issues that I've been having. If you record for more than 5 or 6 minutes in 4K, it overheats where you can't use it for another few minutes until it cools down. So that's not great. Yes, I can record in 1080p, but what's the point of having a 4K camera if you can't record in 4K if you so choose? So I'm thinking about selling this one. And I also have a G7X Mark II, but that one has a couple of dead pixels, so I don't know, I may just keep that one. But I haven't really decided yet, and if I do sell them, what should I get instead? New technology wise. I have an idea on something. In fact, that might be something we'll look for today, Charlie. We might have to convince Mama that I can get a late Christmas present.
What is it?
A what?
A Rivian!
No, not a Rivian. The one I want's not out yet. You'll be 6 when it comes out.
What?
And now a quick stop by Tucson Mall to get Dana's screen repaired. Well, her screen protector. She's a little harsh on her phone. But that's why we have protection and screen protectors. As a lifelong Lions fan, I love the fact I can actually find their apparel in stores now. And what's a stop at Tucson Mall without stopping by a friend Eric's store? And I know that we talk about Presidio Comics a lot on this channel. People say, is this a paid sponsorship? And it is. It's paid in love. Well, at least we don't have to worry about him today. And the air quality is not so great today here in Tucson because of the fires currently happening in LA area. That being said, if you're out there in the LA area, please take care of yourself. Remember, nothing you have in your homes is worth your life. Unless you have an amazing Fantasy 15, then it might be worth going back in. And now we're off to Best Buy. So I want to check to see if they have something in stock, because I have a weird rule that I tend not to buy something unless I can go physically pick it up. I don't know, it's just a way to help me not go crazy, because with the internet you can buy anything at any time you want to. And what brings us to Best Buy is I would like to see if they have the DJI Drone Neo in stock. It's the small little handheld drone, essentially. It doesn't require a remote. No one's really been carrying it in store, but I have had luck here once, and I don't know, I didn't look online ahead of time. I just figured we're over here. Let's go pop in and see what toys they have. That was the reaction I was expecting. And I don't ever take my regular cameras inside stores like this, because A, this is where you come to buy them, and B, I don't want anyone looking at me weird. So I'll just record on my phone for a little bit. So sound quality is probably going to be pretty terrible. But to be fair, I haven't really been using my external mics at all today. Well, there it is right there. That's what we're looking for. Now, do they have it in stock? Well, that question was answered quickly. So I guess not today. You're welcome. Hey, look, there's the Tesla dealership. You know what? They were mean to us once. Big mistake. No, sorry, I do my Pretty Woman moment. They actually were never mean to me. They're actually really excellent service there.
Daddy.
I just thought I'd have my Pretty Woman moment. Someone's having a rough day. Time to go see Henry get an award, but not all of us made it to here unscathed. So that explains a lot of the grouchiness that's been going on the last hour or two. I don't want to go. All right. Well, we'll see you guys later. Let's go see our kid get an award. See, this feels right now. I'm still used to driving my car, so everything I do is attuned to the Tesla for now, which is why I'm having a hard time really justifying letting this car go too. And the funny part is when we have the cars parked side by side, they're virtually the exact same size and dimensions. So I know Dana's really liking her car so far, and I really like it too. It's fun to drive. It is the sports car version of an EV. But do I really want to stay and go with the Rivian in the long run? But that's a whole other video. I just want to finish this one out by talking about the comments we were getting before and address some of the, I guess, concerns, let's say, because I think they're legitimate questions. I'd rather not just answer back through a comment. I'd rather actually speak to you guys directly. Because in reality, that's what these comments are. They're feedback from you as the viewers of these videos to reach out to us and basically have a back and forth in somewhat real time. I try to respond back as often and as soon as I can. And I'll be honest, sometimes I have fun with the comments back because I'm just like, wow, you took the time to write that, or hey, I appreciate that and I don't know how to respond right away. But in this case, I wanted to talk about all the comments we received on the last video, well, last couple videos, from the good to the in-between to the, well, kind of mean, because I think they're important to address all these. Also, to talk about a little bit more why I make these videos. And I'll go more in depth in a future video, but I really don't just make this for everybody. I make it for a niche of people that originally it started off being really interested in Tesla, because I was, and I had questions that not everybody can answer, and as I discovered them, I wanted to share them with YouTube. Then it evolved into something more. And like I said, I'll go into depth later on, but realistically, I make this for folks to be able to kind of keep up with our family who can't either go out with us, who can't be part of all the activities and things we're doing. It's kind of just a look into our lives. And then I found out I like to make these videos because I always wanted to be a filmmaker, and I love editing, and I love just seeing what content we film can turn into when you actually go through the editing process and telling our narrative. But in this case, let's start off with one of those good comments. So the first one here actually says, great video. The editing is cool. We're looking at buying a car and now we'll think twice about getting it through Carvana. Thanks. And that's the reason we share these. As consumers, we want to share our experiences with other consumers. So either A, don't make the same mistakes we did, or B, they know exactly what they're getting into when they decide to dive in, because there's really no blueprint to do this stuff. And I guess lucky for everyone out there, I have zero problems trying and failing and sharing it with you guys. So thanks for watching, and I really hope we do help you out and you make the right decision for you. Because in the long run, we did end up buying the car from Carvana, and I don't regret it. I just think the process leading up to the actual pickup was absolutely atrocious. The next one that was a good comment, like I said, this was to kind of share our consumer experience with other potential consumers with the product. And they were actually looking at possibly buying a car from Carvana as well. And this is what they shared with us. I'm in my own Carvana hell right now. The car itself is fine, no issues, and the buying process was fairly easy as well. But now I can't register the car because they can't see him. And he goes on to go into detail about what's going on. And it seems like it's very similar to our situation where a slight hiccup really threw everything off. And since there's really no, I guess, human contact per se, it's really hard to get it corrected. Because if I remember correctly, because I only have half of it here right now, they basically were going to lose $600 if they chose to refuse delivery. And that's really not fair for a $600 mistake where maybe not everybody was on the same page or not everything was properly described or detailed to one of the people involved. So hopefully they take care of you there, and I hope Carvana does the right thing. But in personal experience, they don't. So let's jump into what I think were the in-between, slightly negative comments. Like this one here just says, what a waste of 17 minutes and 24 seconds. Hey, you're going to feel that way sometimes with videos on YouTube. I've definitely watched some for quite a bit, and I'm like, oh, I really watched that whole thing. Or those ones I watched, I'm like, oh, well, I could have done something better and more productive. But hey, I watched the whole thing. That's on me, not on the person making the video. So I'm sorry I wasted 17 minutes and 24 seconds of your time. Hopefully you can get it back somehow. The next one, which I thought was funny too, is how to turn a 3-minute story into a 17-minute video. The reality is it was a multiple day story that we got down to 17 minutes. It was us telling our story and our perspective. Yeah, I'm sorry if it's a little long for you, and I admit sometimes I leave in a lot of stuff I don't need to put in there. It's part of the process, and it's the edit, and it's the director's cut, if you will. It's one that I liked and I chose to put out. So that's on me. Sorry about that, but hey, at least you didn't say anything overly mean, like these next ones. And this is probably the least mean one out of all of them, but it's the one that I was like, okay, I'm sorry you don't like my perspective on it, which was no downsides to owning an electric car. Now I know this guy is this is not a car guy's channel. Trading in a vehicle after 4 years, you lose so much money, so incredibly wasteful, that you lose all credibility. And Tibet is not a Mustang. Stop it. Let's address this one really quick here. No downside to owning an electric car. I said there was no downside in our owning an electric car. Everything we were afraid of that was going to possibly be, a negative thing turned out to not be an issue. My wife is the daughter of a mechanic and knows her way around a nice engine, a nice car as well. And she really was apprehensive about the electric car, and I'm never going to own one. And then when she started driving my Model 3 more and more, it eventually became her car. And quoting her, again, the daughter of a mechanic, someone who knows their way around a car, she said, I don't think I can ever go back to a gas car. And for us, there's really been zero issues for owning an electric car. Is there been problems? Sure. Like when I had a flat on the way to work a couple years ago, I don't have a spare tire in the car, and it was a flat. It wasn't like I can just patch it with a repair kit or anything. I had to get it towed to Tesla. It stunk, but I know a lot of cars they don't come with spare tires either. So that was just circumstances at that point. And I made a joke when I said Tibet is not a Mustang. I know he meant to write that. I was just being pithy. It is a Mustang. Might not be the Mustang that you consider a Mustang. Just because it doesn't meet your definition doesn't make it any less of what the product is. Because you know how I know it's a Mustang? Because it's called a Ford Mustang Mach-E. It's just the electric version of the Mustang. And it's a Mustang that can be a family car because we can fit 3 people in the back as opposed to a regular Mustang. Well, I don't know if you ever tried to ride in the back of older Mustangs. It's not happening. And this last one I want to make sure I get right. So I'm going to read it verbatim to you guys because it was the one that I thought was, wow, I really touched a chord with this one and I didn't mean to. Which was, another Elon hater. How cute. Are you mad he exercises his right to free speech? Are you mad he does not want 300-pound transgender men dominating women's sports? Can't emotionally handle some ASC2 text on a computer screen? Elon is almost a trillionaire now, and there's nothing you can do about it. Trump and Elon are your king now. So bend the knee. We could care less about you or your wife's protest purchase. Ford will be bankrupt in 2 years anyways. I appreciate one of the comments I got in here that says, hey, as a small YouTuber, you shouldn't get political. And I'm 100% not. But with this one, we hit a lot of strings. He thinks that I'm mad that he's exercising his right to free speech, but this person's mad at me for exercising my freedom of speech. I just find it interesting that he thinks I'm mad that Elon's exercising his right to free speech, whereas I'm exercising my right to free speech by making said video. So I guess potato. That are you mad that he does not want 300-pound Trenton? That has nothing to do with the video, so we're not even going to address that. That was just, oh, you don't like cake? Well, I suppose that you hate soccer too. All right, whatever. The next one is, Elon is almost a trillionaire now, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're right, but I can also vote with my wallet, which is what I'm doing by getting rid of one of my Model 3s or one of my Teslas to get a different EV. I didn't trade my Model 3 in for the new Highlands edition because I don't see a big difference to me for our needs. So why would I trade something for a lateral movement when I found something that better suits our needs and that my wife really wants, and it's going to be her car? I guess it's all to interpretation, but the one I like too is Trump and Elon are your king now. So that's just king, one word. So the two people are one person, and I'm supposed to bend my knee. No, I'm all right. And the last part that just kind of made me giggle, and the reason I'm spending so much more time on this, it actually gave me like a flashback. Someone I had dated many years ago was an attorney, and I was in between deciding if I wanted to go the legal route or business route or whatever. I ended up going the business route. This person says, "We could care less about you or your wife's protest purchase." First off, wasn't a protest purchase. She always wanted a Mustang. She wanted to keep an electric car, and the two shall meet. But we could care less. So in other words, it doesn't bother you that much because you could care less, because that's something that my ex used to get mad when I would say, because yes, it is a colloquialism, where I know the correct phrase would be we could not care less or couldn't care less, indicating that it's something that it's so meaningless we don't even bother. But when you say you could care less, that really means, yeah, this doesn't really bother me that much. I could possibly care less. So what do you choose? And Ford will be bankrupt in 2 years anyways. Yeah, I don't really foresee that happening, although their stock has dropped, but that's neither here nor there. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if not, I guess you can leave a message or comment down below, but you see how I kind of feel about it. This is the first time it's ever actually kind of got to me a little bit, but not even really got to me. I was sharing with my wife, hey, guess what this person said? Because we make these videos for fun. We make these videos for people just to enjoy. And I feel that if you don't enjoy it, move on. There's literally hundreds of millions, if not billions, of videos on YouTube to stream from. I don't think I've ever left a negative comment. I could be wrong, but I don't think I have. And if I did, it was either in jest or as a joke, or I knew the person I was making the comment to, and I was just being, again, I used this word earlier, being pithy. But that's it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in to another video on our channel. I hope you enjoyed it, and if not, I guess I'll hear about it down below. Let's take another ride together soon. Bye-bye, everybody.